Have you learned something about public groups? OPP. Public groups? Yes,
Yes,
no?
yes.
Yes. Okay. What does public groups do, or why is this there in Salesforce? Okay, let me ask. What does something like here queue?
Actually, groups we are using for giving some permission sets. Like for a set of users, they are working for a mm particular project, then we can give some access through permission sets.
Yes. So you are saying you are using public groups in giving permission sets.
Yes, and we can also chatter.
Hmm. Why are you not using queues? Okay. Do you know anything about queues? Have you all learned anything about queues? What does queues do? It is very simple. So there is a slight difference in queues and public groups. Basically, both are like one group only. See, suppose let's take an example of any like WhatsApp group. So you have like 10 people. Very no, you don't. Uh, mm, all friends will be there in that WhatsApp group, but there will be few like best friends, right? Two, three best friends, three best friends. You wanted to notify only a few information only to those three people, not to all the group. Why do we need to use some sensitive information for all the group people, right? So there are only my three best friends. I wanted to notify something to them. Then we will create like, yes, as I said, like permission sets. But permission sets again. Um, okay, if I want, so again, the three best friends are there, right? So they uh, we can give permission. So we can create another group with these three people. So this is not the same group I'm using. So there is something another group I'm using creating for these three people, and I can share information. I can give access to all my files in Salesforce to those three people. There is something like so let's suppose in another group. Okay, right now the WhatsApp doesn't support this, but I'm saying in WhatsApp, can we group two more groups? Like already there is a group one called with your three best friends from your +2, like intermediate. And there is another group you have on WhatsApp from school friends. There is another group from BTech, like graduation, three groups now. So three best friends from each group you have. Now, so now you understand there are three groups of three friends, each from one medium, like one is school friend, one is intermediate, one from graduation. Now, and like some sensitive data of information you wanted to put only to school friends. Yes, you can do it. And some sensitive information only to intermediate group friends, like +2. You can do it. And only to BTech friends. Yes, I have a group. Yes. But what if you need to share a piece of information to both school friends and intermediate group? Now we don't have that in WhatsApp, but yes, Salesforce has that. Salesforce you can use. So that is the only difference. So you can use either queues or uh, what is that? So, queue. Mm. So here I'm creating one queue here, similar to your public group. Already someone said that we have a permission. We have used public groups in creating permission sets. Similar to that, here in queues, um, I'll show side by side. Where is the not object one? This is public groups. Okay, this one is queue. I'll go with the one you are familiar with. So you are saying in public groups, there are no public groups. Then who, like Rahul? So where did you create the public groups for giving permission sets?
I have not created yet. Actually.
Oh, okay, which is the learning. Okay. So yes, you can create a group here, like KT demo group name. You are creating a public group now. So here you have an option like, see here, and parallel I'll show you this one also. KT demo Q. This has PG public group. See the difference here, like almost same, okay, almost same, but uses are very different. Uses, I mean, the way you use it, it is different. See, now I'll show a simple example, like as you took the same example, permission set. So, like I wanted to share a piece of information only to school friends. Then I'll create one public group, like saying school friends. Instead of this, I'll create like school friends, and I'll public groups I can give as school friends, intermediate +2, or graduation friends, and I can add the users. So I'll add who are my best friends of school. I'll add, and again I'll go to another public group and add the 3 intermediate friends and 3 graduation, similar. So similarly, and I said like another public group. You can add a public group also to public group. Like I said, I want a group who has which contains both my school friends and intermediate friends. I don't want to include my graduation friends. So here again, you don't need to go to 3 friends from school and 3 friends from. You don't need to click on users and select all 6 friends. Already you have 2 public groups of intermediate and school friends. Are you following?
Yes.
So that is where like pieces of groups you can add in one public group, or normally you can go to users and click on this three friends. So this is the way you can create a public group. And why public groups are used, and why are we creating this? To share any data. So yeah, to share any data. And so suppose I said, right, I wanted to share contact record to a public group. Actually, at the time of creating few profiles, we would have, or creating that record, not everyone can view every record in Salesforce. You know that, right? This is like general statement, like beginning of all our trailhead. We can say like not all records of all objects, everyone can view that. We have that all the restrictions like field levels also on record level also we can do that. So on a wider group, I wanted to share a record only to public groups. Again, you can share. So this is all about sharing. You can share it to only one user also. Like out of 10 friends, I wanted to share this record only to my best friend. That also you can do. Or I just said like public groups. And again, groups in groups also we can do. So this way we are sharing the piece of information to a set of users. Here I'm using users, basically your friends. So what does queues do? Queues also, it is also a set of users. So public group is also a set of users. Queues is also a set of users. But queue, it is okay. Here also we can public groups. Yeah. So here also we can use our public groups or normal users also. But here we are not sharing information. We are like suppose what if, okay, if someone like Rohit created a employee, what is that, employment status, one record he has created, Rohit created one, but he wanted to notify Rahul whenever he creates that record. So as soon as he goes to employment object and gives all the fields like required information, wherever boolean, radio button, so everything he filled. Now as soon as he clicked the save button to get that record created, he wanted to notify Rahul. Then he can use this queue, and I'll show you. So here I'm not showing you the process how we will notify, but through which medium are you going to notify Rahul? So here, that's why they'll create a queue. We can create a queue. Like I will use users here for suppose. So to whom I'm going to notify Rahul? I'll add this queue. On what object also? Here the additional step you wanted to say on what object you're going to create that record. This is at the object level, so not each record. So every record whichever gets created under employee, every record at any time, then Rahul will be notified. So if employment, if Rohit creates any record for employee, he needs to select them. What is that? He needs to select all the objects, whatever. See, again, we are not restricting the objects here. At any time, if anyone creates the record, not only Rohit, okay, one more thing. Here, if anyone creates the record in the system, Rahul needs to be notified. Not only Rohit, anyone can create that record. As soon as the record gets created, this should be notified. See, suppose you are creating employee and employment status object. If any record, you are saying that notify Rahul. Why? Because here I am using users, each and single user I am using. If you want to do like group of people also, you can do that. Like there are 3 best friends like Rohit, Rahul, and Ranjit. All of them I need to send at once. You don't need to go to each guy. Where is that? Suppose Rishi. We don't need to give here again. So if there are, like, suppose in this example there are 3. What if there are 100 users? Where do you want to go to click and move all this to select members? So that's why you already created on public group with all those 100 people, or in this example 3 people. You can directly click on public group and give the public group name. It will come here. You can do that. So in this way we can notify. Here we are not sharing any info. So obviously if it is notifying means we are giving that information, but actual record we are not sharing with these users. We are notifying the users through an email. See, enter the name of the queue and the email address to with this sending notification. Okay, actual process I will tell you. It is something like in the workflow rules or approval process. Also we can use these queues. So in this way, queues are useful. So that is the difference between queues and public groups. Again, I repeat, public groups is used to share the information directly. Information means actual records we are sharing with them. Sometimes, see, I said, right, Rohit, whatever he suppose he created employment object, he wants that record to be viewed by Rahul. Actually, Rahul could not access that record. He'll offline ask Rohit to give access to those records. Then he can use a public group like this. And public group, like I said again, users or normal, you can add other public groups also. So here we are sharing the record so that he can go to the setup and in the search and click on that record. Then he'll get access to all whatever he has created in that record. But here in case of queues, we are not sharing the records. We are notifying something through email so that he'll be notified that record is created. Then he'll get that information, right? When is that record created? If any record employment, suppose.
Like I am saying that if I received any query and it is not solved on 2 days, then it will reassign to another user. Then can I use?
Sorry, say again. If you
like
have it.
I have received any query.
Okay.
And
query means here actually we are sharing the records only. Obviously, like if any, suppose in this public group we are sharing the records, actual records in each object. In queues also we are like all talking about records only. Whenever that record gets created, this guy should notify or group should notify.
So we can use this via sharing rule or what?
Sharing rule. Okay. Sharing rule. Okay. So yeah, this is again sharing. For sharing rule, also yes, you can give the criteria of this. Then also you can use the um, that is basically for sharing the records, like your what your public groups is doing. So this what does this say is like easy way. Don't create, like I said on the example of step group, right? So you don't go to each and every user there, but create a group and assign it to sharing if you want to share any records. Yeah, obviously this public group will be helped in sharing only. But just an option Salesforce is giving you. Don't go and click the users like one by one. You can create a group and assign it to everyone. And in queues also, don't go to each and every user and click on his name to get notified. You can use the public groups also. Like say suppose this features Salesforce is helping you to lessen your work. You don't go to each user and put it in the drop down, um, and do that. Just you can assign queue. See, suppose this is small thing we are discussing, so there will be like thousands of users in real time, right? So there could be like, I don't want to send information to all the people. Like marketing will be there, testing team will be there, like in terms of uh, uh, what we say, like functional side, only developers should see, all such kinds of things will be there. So only just to ease your work, not everyone should be able to access the like every record.
Okay, so here I am trying to say that if there is a record account and
Hmm.
its annual revenue is more than 2 lakh, then it should be notified. So can I mention it in the queue?
Uh, uh, no, Q doesn't support the criteria.
Okay.